After the events of last Friday, I literally had to make this video. See, unofficially, part 1 of this eventual journey was the Let's Address This video featuring Zentreya, NAGZZ21, Markiplier, and eventually Big Cheese Kid. The concept of that video was both about a journey that happened one Friday evening because of the great aforementioned creators, and also a humble check for myself. Something to remind me constantly of what goal I have, at least on the financial side of things as I grow. A concept NAGZZ refers to as paying it forwards. Also unofficially, part 2 of this was a twice as long video highlighting some of those same creators again and many more, while also doubling as, hopefully, a video to help those people on the fence afraid to follow their favorite creators over to Twitch because Twitch itself might scare them. It concluded again with being thankful for where I've grown and where I have done so far. So maybe unironically or ironically or neither of those, and I just like saying those words to sound cool, it's like a 50-50 chance, I was made both humble and thankful last Friday all over again, being reminded of my goal actually on the entertainment side of things. So story time. College has kept me quite busy, like a multi-phase boss fight, and keeping it up is eating a lot of my time, to be honest. So unfortunately, I have not been as active in streams as I used to be to grind exams. I even got summer classes. Lo and behold, as I am dealing with a cohort for an exam and as such I'm late to the stream, I started getting YouTube comment alerts on my phone, and who else would it be from than the boy of Bagel himself, NAGZZ21. It turns out he had watched the video on his stream, and he and several others had started commenting such great things actually on that Let's Address This video. Of course I had to go to the VOD and watch when it happened, and in that moment I was reminded of the entertainment goal I mentioned prior in this video. Well, I've mentioned before, like on the money side of things, I'd love to do charitable things with like charity and stuff, or even just support fellow creators in any means I could when I have it like that, or even finding ways to help small creators get not just exposure but like meaningful feedback to help them grow, because I feel like getting meaningful feedback can be really difficult, especially when you're small, and whatever else I can do, honestly. But on the entertainment side, it reminded me when I started, I just wanted to make people happy. Like, that's why I started. It's why I continue to make videos. And if all is said and done and I can't climb that mountain of success, I'll still make videos because I like making videos for people. And watching both NAGZZ and the chat's reaction and how happy they seem to be made me really happy. And it kind of just reminded me of that all over again. And that's going to be the purpose of making this video too, is also kind of just like a re-humbling, but also a reminder of what that was for, why we started for as well. Especially because it was someone in real time too watching it with the chat. But even so, one thing I need you to know, if you are too a smaller creator watching this right now, is that you can still reach that goal despite your size. So if you are worried that even though you want to just entertain people, or maybe make people laugh or happy or whatever, but you're too small to do so, I guarantee you you're probably not, and you can probably do it just like I somehow did. Speaking of, let me address a few points from chat if I may. I kind of owe you guys a bit of an apology, or at least some of you, because I mentioned the nerds, the NAGZZ unofficial raid division, I mentioned the VSL, the Virtual Support League. I failed to mention a third group, 123, not because they're any less important, and that'd be the Patreon crowd. I saw your messages in chat, I apologize for not mentioning y'all, but as those of you who have been around NAGZZ's stream long enough know, he does talk about kind of wanting that slow, organic growth instead of like exploding with like thousands of people overnight or something. And while I never expect any of like my own videos that I make to explode, it was just kind of something just in case that video did do super well. I kind of wanted to respect that like what he wants there. So that's part of why I kind of didn't mention it, because it kind of was a little bit of a, I don't want to say like private thing, there's a word I'm looking for, I can't quite think of it, but that's kind of why. But y'all survived the trenches of butt touching, so of course y'all matter too. Like, there is evidence.
We welcome you to the butt touching Patreon! I meant non. Dude, I just got, in the heat of the moment, I messed up. That was my fault. Do not. That was a mistake. I'm saying, clip this. That was a mistake. The non-butt touch. There is none there at all.
And so with that being said, yes, Patreon crowd, y'all are just as important in the trifecta as well. Sorry I did not mention you guys though, but y'all don't not matter. So hopefully I talked a lot slower in this video and it was easier to follow along. That is something I noticed too, is I can definitely talk a bit too fast, and especially if English isn't your first language, it can be hard to follow along with what I'm saying. It's a little bit ironic because on one hand, like, that is a valid criticism, but on the other hand, part of why I talk fast is like two main reasons. One, it's a rambly video where I should have wrote a script and I didn't. Or two, it's because like in the past when we've done raps and stuff, that's one of the things that was actually bad about my raps is I couldn't actually do it fast enough. So I had to learn to be faster. So I will work on that. That was valid, by the way. Thank you for bringing that up. Jokes aside, a thank you again to NAGZZ, the Emperor of Upseas himself, and his community for the love on that Friday, even though he didn't do it like for thanks, but the encouraging words y'all left were very much appreciated and also needed, to be honest, if I'm just being completely honest with that too. That just kind of felt good and reassuring and stuff like that in a time that I kind of really didn't even know I needed that, but it was great. And again, it also just reminded me all over again of why I even started making videos. It was never like, it's not about the fame per se. I just think of, if I did get to that level, the things I want to do for other people. But ultimately, I just do them for the very reason we saw last Friday, at least to the point of making this video, was just the happiness, the joy that you saw in chat and stuff like that. It's why I do what I do, right? It's why I don't even necessarily announce when I make videos about other creators, unless it was like for a birthday or something like that. It's one of the reasons why, instead of like every video I ever make kind of being like a shout out video, which I would kind of love to do, I kind of instead maybe drop Easter eggs or like name drop them in the middle of a video where the context applies as well. Case in point, we did a Minecraft video recently, literally because and inspired by NAGZZ doing Minecraft for his first time, and also because I owed you guys a Minecraft video. So I kind of weaved that in there, so it's kind of just flowed naturally with the idea of the video. So I'm not doing it like, hey, I made a video about you, could you please actually, like, you know, tweet it out and like maybe I can, you know, blow up off of that or something. It's like, no. But if you do find it and then you as such are entertained, that works for me, and I'm happy with that. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I don't know which video will be next, we're just gonna have to wait and see. So until this time, take care and enjoy pizza responsibly. Thank you for watching.